down, and that was if there are more berries than leaves on the hadas. We said in the Mishnah that if you take off the berries, it's kosher. So the Gemara wants to get back into the sugi of dichui and see if it can pick up from here about dichui, whether there's such a thing by mitzvahs or not. So the Gemara says, "Dema'atinu emas." When did he take off the berries from the hadas? When? When was this erev Yom Tov? When on erev Yom Tov? If it was before he bundled it, pshita. Of course it's going to be kosher. Why would it not be kosher? You pick the hadas off a tree, take off the berries. Now you walk into sukkah, so you have a full-blown hadas. What's the whole chiddush here? Elo lebasa la'agde. So must be it was after he bundled it. Erev Yom Tov. But after he bundled it. Once you bundle it, it gets like a status of a mitzvah, even though it's not sukkahs yet. It still gets a status as a din of a mitzvah. But at this point, there's too many berries. And still the Mishnah says, if you pick off the berries while it's in its bundle, it's going to be good. So you see from here, dichui meikaru. It's a classic case of dichui meikara. So tivshem, dichui meikara, lo yavi dichui. You should be able to push it, Rabbi Yirmiyah's question about dichui, at the very least about dichui meikara, that is not a dichui, because you see you're walking into sukkahs. You're walking in Erev Yom Tov, you've already made your bundle, and then you pluck off the berries, and still it's a good hadas. So the Gemara says, no, lo'ilam basadagde. It could be it was after you bundled it. Because Savra and the Tana of this Mishnah holds, Eged hazmana ba'amru. Bundling is just a designation, a general designation. The hazmana ba'amru, the general designation, lav klumu, is nothing. Just because you bundled it doesn't give it the status of a mitzvah that says, because it's not kosher, it's pushed away. It's not sukkahs yet. Just because I put into my hadas and a ravis and luv together, it's nothing. Just hazmana ba'amru. Only once sukkah starts, is there dichui? No, because you already plucked off the berries. So you have no raya about dichui. And this is what we're up to right now. So the Gemara quotes the Mishnah, Ve'ein mematim b'yom tov. The Mishnah said about plucking the berries off, that if you pluck them, it's kosher, that's fine. But don't do it on Yom Tov. Why can't you do it on Yom Tov? Because there's a concept called tikkun mana. You're not allowed to fix or make a kli. Mana means a kli in Aramaic. You're not allowed to make or fix a kli on Yom Tov, and it's either because makabeh patish or baina. Sometimes it's unclear what the malacha is, but it goes under that category. And even midrabanan, sometimes it's not like a real tikkun mana. Like fixing a hadas, I don't think is deraisa. You're not really making a kli. What you're doing is you're taking a hadas and making it kosher. So it's not like real deraisa malacha. I would say I think it's more derabanan, and still midrabanan, it's a tikkun mana. You're not allowed to do it on Yom Tov. So, okay, that's a quote from the Mishnah. You can't diminish those berries on Yom Tov. Says the Gemara, a diak. And the Gemara wants to get back into dichui. Keeps running back into dichui. Says the Gemara, okay, ha'avar v'likton mai. If the guy was over, he did an avera, he wasn't allowed to, but he plucked the berries off on Yom Tov. V'likton, he pulled them off. He was over v'likton. Mai, what's the halacha? Bimedai, you could see from the Mishnah, if it says don't do it, sounds like if you did do it, kosher, it's going to be kosher. Right, you don't use a lashon in the Mishnah, don't do it on Yom Tov. Sounds like it's just a Yom Tov thing. But in terms of the actual hadas, it's kosher, what?
Say it's possible, just says don't do it.
Just don't do it. So, but once you did it, it's kosher. Whoa. Okay, now that we just said it's kosher, the ashcher emas, when did the berries become black? We're going to dig into this a little bit more. When do the berries become black? Why is it asking that? Because we learned earlier that while berries are green, it's totally fine. Because it looks like the hadas, it's not a difference in color. It's like one of the leaves. Once the berries start turning black or red, that's already a problem. So what are we assuming here? There were too many berries, they became black, and there were like more than the leaves. When did they become black? When? The ashker emas. When do they become black? So the Gemara says, if you want to tell me the ashcher me esmo, that they became black erev Yom Tov. Erev Yom Tov, you're making Yom Tov. Yom Tov starts at 7 o'clock at night. At 5 o'clock on erev Yom Tov, they became black. Okay, start sukkahs. You make kiddush. You start sukkahs, and you look at your hadas, and I have black berries. So you start picking them off. What does the Mishnah say? That is kosher. If that's the case, that's a case of dichui meikaru. That's a classic case where you walked into sukkahs where the hadas was pushed away initially. It was never kosher. You started sukkahs with a not kosher hadas, and still the Mishnah says that if you pull off the berries, even though they got black Erev Yom Tov, that it works. So Tivshe Mina, be poshit from our Mishnah. You can answer from our Mishnah. You can see from our Mishnah that dichu meikara, when something's initially pushed away, deloy havi dichu, that's not dichu. It's not officially pushed away forever. A mitzvah, even though it started pushed away, if it becomes fit at some point, then it's fit. You don't say once it was pushed away, it's pushed away for life. No. You see clearly from this Mishnah, when did the Hadassim become possible? Erev Yom Tov. When did you pick them? You picked the berries off on Yom Tov. So that's a case where you walked into Yom Tov, Kedushas Yom Tov happened, got the status of a mitzvah, but it was a mitzvah that wasn't kosher. The Hadas wasn't kosher. And it's dichui. Even though you plucked off the berries, so you see, now that it's fit, must be dichui me'akar, loy have dichui. It doesn't push away for life. Why isn't Rabbi Yirmiyah pushed it from here? Elo rather, what are you going to tell me? No. Lav, no, that's not the case. The ashcher b'Yom Tov. You walked into Yom Tov, your berries were still green. Everything was totally fine. You wake up Sukkot morning and you wanted to shake lulav and shul, and you look, and the berries are black on Yom Tov. Whoa. Then that's a case of nireh v'nidcha. It was fit initially. Nireh means like visible. It means it's befitting. It fits. It's fit for Yom Tov. It's fit, and then they got pushed away. V'nidcha. And you're telling me in the Mishnah that if you pluck the berries, it's kosher. So Shama Mina, we learn from it, Nira v'nidcha, chayzer v'nira. That something that was fit and got pushed away, could once again become v'nira, fit. Which means either way you slice it, you can answer Birmia's question either halfway or fully. If they became black, Erev Yom Tov, so then when you walked into Yom Tov, it was dichu meikar, and still the Mishnah says it's kosher. And if you walked into Yom Tov, the berries were green and they turned black on Yom Tov, then it was nireh, it was good. V'nidchet, when it turned black. And then when you pluck them, it becomes good again. So you should be able to be paisha from here, that not only is dichei meikar not a dichei, but even nireh v'nidche v'nireh is not a problem when it comes to mitzvahs. Even though by karbanis it is a problem. So why doesn't Rabbi Yirmiyah be paisha the shaila from our Mishnah? So the Gemara says, no, don't. Lo'ilam da ashcher meikara. Really, they got black earlier, on Erev Yom Tov, it was no good. And you're right about half your point. Dichei meikara delay avi dichei. And we're learning out from here that a dichei meikara is not considered dichei tiv shemina. You could be paisha from it. You're right. Now that you just brought it out to light, we're not going to say it started off green and turned black. It was black Erev Yom Tov. But if it was black Erev Yom Tov, that means when you walked into Yom Tov, it wasn't good. So that's a dichei meikara. But what we're seeing now is you taka could be paisha the shaila. The dichei meikar is not a dichei. Aval nira v'nidcha chayzer v'nira lo tivshay. But to tell me that something was fit, became unfit, and then it becomes fit again, that you can't be paisha. So Rabbi Yirmiyah had a question: is there a concept of dichei b'mitzvahs? Can mitzvahs be pushed away? So the Gemara says, you see from here that when you pluck the berries on Yom Tov, when did he pluck them? When were they no good? We're coming out with that could be the Mishnah is referring to a case where they ended up being black Erev Yom Tov. So you walked into Yom Tov, it was pushed away, it was never good. But it says you plucked them, it's good. So you taka, we have a raya that dichei meikar is not a dichei. What about if it's nireh, it was good, and then nidcha, and then chayzer v'nira? That we have no raya about. So we only have half an answer to Rabbi Yirmiyah's question. Rabbi Yirmiyah asked about dichei b'mitzvah selay. We don't know about nireh v'nidcha v'nira, but we do have an answer by dichei meikara. That's not a dichei, and it's a good mitzvah.
So when he bought them, they had black berries already?
Yeah. Or he bought them and they turned black Erev Yom Tov.
But then it was already, he bought them good.
He bought them good, but when he bundled his lulav together, Erev Yom Tov, it was black.
Oh,
he bundled it together, and now he starts off and he has a black thing. Or when he goes into Yom Tov, it's black. So either one was a dichei meikar.
It's only if lulav tzarech eged.
If either lulav tzarech eged, or when you bundled it, or if it's not tzarech eged, once you enter Yom Tov, it gets the status of a mitzvah. It's a mitzvah item now, but is it good? It's not good. Oh, it's pushed away. Oh, I'll pluck off the berries. Now it's good. Too late. Do you say too late? So we're coming out, you don't say too late. Dichei meikara is actually much better than nireh v'nidcha v'nira. Because dichei meikara means I never viewed it as a kosher item. It only became kosher. When it became kosher, it was good. When something's kosher, not kosher, then kosher, then it already becomes much worse. We'll go a little weiter. This is a new Gemara. It's very easy. Tanu Rabbanim. The Rabbanim taught in the Brisa. Ein memata b'yamtiv. You're not allowed to take off the berries on Yom Tov. That was our Mishnah. Why? Because you're fixing a hadas. And you're not allowed to fix a kli. And by pulling off the berries, it makes it kosher. It's like fixing a kli. Midrabanan, you cannot pull off berries on Yom Tov. We know this. Guess what? There's somebody that argues. Mishum Rebbe Lazar b'Reb Shimon. Amru. They said in the name of Rebbe Lazar, the son of Reb Shimon. This Rebbe Lazar is the son of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. Anywhere it says in Gemara, in Reb Shimon Bar Yochai is a Tana. Anywhere it says Shimon by itself, it's Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. And Rebbe Lazar was the son of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. Rebbe Lazar was the son and the chavrusa of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, and they were stuck in a cave for 13 years. Rebbe Lazar and his father in Pekin, hiding from the Romans. Okay, so these guys were very close. So Rebbe Lazar, the son of Reb Shimon, they said in his name, Mematan. You could take off the berries on Yom Tov. Whoa, we never had this before. It was always very clear you can't take off berries on Yom Tov because it's tikkun mana. Says Rebbe Lazar, the son of Reb Shimon, you could. In fact, now, Gemara asks quickly on it. Gemara says, V'hoka misaken mana b'Yom Tov. You're fixing misaken, you're fixing mana utensil, kli on Yom Tov. You're not going to fix a kli on Yom Tov. How could Rebbe Lazar, the son of Reb Shimon, say this? The Gemara answers, Rav Ashi says Rav Ashi, Kigoin shelikton la'achila. He wasn't doing it to make his hadas kosher. He was picking them to eat. He was hungry. I don't think they're that good. But he was stuck. He had no food. So he's picking off the berries. He's spacing out. You ever space having like your next sunflower seed, another sunflower seed? The guy's picking up berries. He's eating them by the meal. All of a sudden he realizes he actually plucked off the berries. Now his hadas is kosher. He wasn't trying to fix the kli. He's just trying to eat. Agav happens to be his hadas is not kosher. So says Rav Ashi, that's why Blazer says it's okay. Okay, why would that make it okay? He's still doing them a lot. He's still picking them off. Rebbe Lazar, Reb Shimon, Savrla Kavua. Rebbe Lazar, the son of Reb Shimon, holds like his father, Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, who has a very famous shita. You have to know the shita for life. Very negative for Shabbos, but it's not just Shabbos, it's all over Shas. Super famous. Reb Shimon Bar Yochai holds, his father, the Amr, who says, Dover she'ein miskavin mutter. Anything you do that you're not having kavanah to do is mutter. Very important rule of Gabi Shabbos.
Yes, it's after the fact, right?
No, l'chatchila. Let's say the most famous case is, I'm having a picnic in my backyard, and I need to drag a picnic bench. Your wife says, bring the picnic benches? Okay, I'll bring it. You bring it to the picnic. As you're bringing it, you're scraping a hole in the floor. But not for sure it's going to happen. It's not the heaviest picnic bench. It could have. You bring it and you're like, I have no interest in that happening. I'm not trying to make it happen.
So for plowing?
Dover shem is plowing, but Dover shem is skavin's mutter. You walk into your house, you open the door, and it blows out the candles. Kibui. I wasn't even trying to. I was just trying to go in. Happens to be that it happened. Dover, when the most famous, very negative of Shabbos, Dover shem is skavin is mutter. It's mutter. So over here, the guy's picking the berries. Yeah. But you're picking berries. You're also fixing your hadas. I'm not trying to fix my hadas. It's a dover shem I'm just trying to eat.
So you could use the hadas?
So we're not even talking about using the hadas. We're actually talking about if you're even allowed to pick it.
It's a trick he's doing it.
So assuming he's not doing a trick. He's doing it, he wants berries. It happens to be, you're allowed to pick them on Yom Tov. He's fixing it. I'm not trying to fix it. I'm just trying to eat.
So we're handling if it's mutter or answer to pick it,
Yeah.
not if you could use the hadas?
Right. Happens to be once it's kosher, you could use it. But I'm not trying to use it. They ask why it's not mitzvah there, but overall, they're focusing on more, are you allowed to do it or not? But the Gemara asks on that, and this is a world famous question. I don't know if you've heard this before. Frek the Gemara, V'ha Abaya v'Rava da'ami travayu, but Abaya and Rava both say, Moider b'Shimon b'psik reishe v'lo yamas. If you remember these words for life. Abaya and Rava say, what? No. Moider Reb Shimon agrees by a psik reishe v'lo yamas. Literally means, when you cut off an animal's head, is it not going to die? If someone says, I want an animal head, so I shech the animal head because I want to play with it for my kid. I want to give my kid an animal head to play with. I didn't do shechita. I want my kid to play with. What you think when you shech an animal's head is not going to die? If something is so built into what's going to happen, you can't say it's a davar shem eskavin. It's called a psik reshe. Psik reshe means you do something and automatically something's going to happen. Let's say I'm dragging a bench. This time it's super heavy. There's for sure going to be a ditch in the ground. So then you can't do it because that is a psik reshe. It's a psik reshe. This thing that Shimon said by davar shem eskavin is only it might happen, might not happen. If it's for sure going to happen, psik reshe is called. You cut off an animal's head. Well, it's not going to die. Of course, it's going to die. You can't say, "I just want the animal head. I'm not trying to shecht it. It just happened to have died." It's so built in. That's a problem. So says the Gemara, how could Reb Shimon say? How could he say from Reb Shimon? Oh, because davar shem eskavin is fine. Rav Ashi says as long as very interesting answer. Hacha b'mayaskinan. What are we dealing with here? The islay hashana achriti. He has another one. He has another bundle of hadassim, lulav, and aravas. He has another heshana. The word for the bundle is called a heshana. He has another one. This is not the one that he's using. So because it's not the one that he's using, we don't view it like he's actually fixing it. So different answer. Not because of davar shem eskavin. Different reason. When I'm picking something and I don't care to use it, it's not a tikkun mana. Tikkun mana means I'm actually fixing a
Can
clean.
he use it?
He could use it, but he doesn't care to. He has another bundle right here. So he doesn't view that at hadas. We don't look at every hadas in the world as a mitzvah. He doesn't need a hadas at all. So for him to pick it is not such a big deal because it's not necessary for him. So it's not a psik resha. We'll stop over here. We'll turn around. It's not something that he cares about. Does not care. Yeah.
Chazorah tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I think we still get to the mission.
Right.
Yeah.